send me the attendance list, those who are absent only. Those who are not present, you are only send the registration number of those candidate, those who are not present. Okay, those who are present, no need to be sent that like a registration number. Those who are only absent, we can send with attendance. Okay. So basically, we are discussing about the pointer. So in C programming, pointer can hold address of any variable. Okay, it can hold address of any variable. Okay, so pointer can hold address of any variable. So suppose you can writing a simple C programming like int main. Inside int main, suppose I can declare a. So in memory system, a will be a store, and I can declare a equal to 10. So that variable can only store the value of a. It cannot store the address. So suppose value of a, where a can be stored, the address is 100. Okay, so address is this one, and the value stored on a is a 10. And suppose I can access only the address, not the value. So for this purpose, I'm going to use the pointer. The pointer can hold the address of any variable. Okay, so it can be hold any variable, address of any variable. So in address, so you can writing a scanf statement. Scanf statement, so you are writing like this one. So this one is the address. Okay, we can represent address as a ampersand. So ampersand a, that means this a can hold the address of a where the value of 10 is present. Okay, but pointer, how can pointer can hold the address? So before holding this address, you should define the pointer. So suppose I'm talking about the data type of pointer. So first I can declare, so what is the nature? So syntax I'm talking about, the pointer is, so type of data type, and the pointer we can represent as a star and the variable name and the variable name. So suppose I can writing a int, and this one is the pointer, and this variable name is a p. So p is a pointer. Here it can show that p is a pointer. P is a pointer having integer type. That means we can define a p as a pointer as an integer type. Okay, so this is the declaration of pointer we can declare. Okay, suppose my pointer can hold the address of a, so I can define p is a pointer is hold the address of a. So this way we can hold this p variable as an address of a. So suppose you can writing like this one. So this one is the wrong notation, because here we cannot declare a pointer. Suppose you can declare a pointer, so we should declare first the data type. So already I declare a pointer, so I can declare only put the name variable name. So what is the variable name? P. So compiler will be automatically understand p is a pointer of integer type, so it can hold the address of a. Okay, so that is a simple concept of the pointer we can use in the programming. Okay, suppose I can hold the address of this one. So for this one we can use call by value and call by reference. Call by reference. So call by value is as simple, and call by reference, when you're talking about the reference, that means you directly indirectly talking about the address. Okay, so we can indirectly talking about the address. So what is the address where your variable can be stored? Okay, so the thing is that suppose where we are talking about the address, So you should be define pointer. You should define the pointer, where that means where you can talking about the address. So pointer can hold the address. No other functions in C programming that can hold the address. Only scanf can hold the address, but scanf is not a pointer. So we can define the pointer. That pointer can hold the address. So where we're talking about the address, that means we're talking about the pointer. Okay. So this is the we can define the pointer. So suppose I take one example, int, suppose I can take one example, int, I can define a pointer p and c. So I can define c is equal to 8, then p equal to this one or c. So now see, what is the structure and how it will be look like in memory. So we can define an integer type pointer p and integer variable, that variable name c has an integer type. Okay. So c can be stored in your memory like this one, and it can store the value of 8. Okay, and having suppose the c having the address of 101. So when you're creating a pointer, so somewhere pointer will be created, and pointer can be, it cannot take a memory, it can be automatically hold the address, so it can be represented here. So it can hold the address of this one. So pointer can hold the address of 101. So pointer cannot hold the value. Pointer can hold the address of variable that is defined to the pointer. So pointer can store 101. So when I can access the 101, automatically address refer to the here, and it can be display 8. So through address we can access the value of the variable. So it can display it. Okay, is it clear? Pointers concept is clear. Okay. So anyone doubt? You both. 3. So syntax, yeah, like a data type, then star mark, and the variable name. So I can define integer. So integer, okay, then integer, that data type, and star that represent the pointer, and p is a variable name. So if I define int star a, so a is a pointer of nature integer type. You can see define. We can call that. We can define a variable a of integer type pointer. Clear? Okay. So basically what we have to do a mistake in pointer, so we can see, suppose I can define like this one, uh, int c and this one pointer p. Okay, suppose I can define. So p equal to c, this is the wrong. This is the wrong representation. This is the wrong. So what is the correct? So p is as is represented as a c. Okay, so this one is the right. So this one is the yes, and this one is the no. So basically we can perform this type of mistake in writing a code. Suppose I can define an integer c and a pointer type integer. So pointer can hold the address, not p equal to c. This is the wrong. Okay. Then next one. So this one is the common mistake we can perform. So sometimes we can also write pointer p can hold the address of this one. This one is also wrong. Okay, see, only write p can hold the address of c. Okay, or we can write like this one, or we can write this one in different way, like pointer p equal to c. Okay, that means pointer equal to c, this one is the right, yes, and this one is the wrong. Okay, suppose I can define as a only variable, then go for the address representation. Suppose I can define with the pointer p, then go for the only variable a. Okay, so this way we can represent the address, that can pointer can hold the address of both. Is it clear? Okay, these are the common mistake we can perform. So suppose I can take a variable representation, so go with the address. Suppose I can go with the pointer representation, then go with the variable. Okay, so thing is that suppose this side of only variable, so this side address, and this side pointer, so this side variable. Okay, clear? So we can discuss about call by value and call by reference, where we can use the pointer. So anyone can write a code call by value. Swapping of two number using call by value. Don't know. So online, anyone know how to write a call by value function? So our next topic is call by value and call by reference. So anyone know how call by value and call by reference it will work? So these are the two functions. These are the function. Okay. So inside call by reference, we are going to use pointer. And here we are not going to use pointer, we will only use value, exact value of the parameters. So now see, suppose in call by value, what happened? Now see, we are discussing about call by value first. One of the easiest, call by value. So basically, we have to create a one function and pass the parameters, then pass the parenthesis. Okay. Suppose I am writing int main. Inside int main, I am writing int a comma b. Okay. Then we can writing as printf enter the two number, then a scanf percentage a and percentage b. And suppose I want to perform the swapping operation, so I can create a one variable swap, and here I can pass a comma b, and here I am writing printf statement printing the value of after swapping, and here I am writing return 0 and close this one. Now see, here I am creating one function, and this one swap is the function name, and this one a and b is a parameter. A and b is a parameter. So what happened? So why it is called call by value? Now see, I complete this program. So after this, after writing this int main function, this is the over. So this is the over. So I am creating one function inside one main function. So I need to define the function also. So I can define the data type of function int, because I need to define the data type. So what is the function type? So suppose I can define a integer type, and here I am writing a swap function, and inside that I can declare int c comma int d. Okay, and here I can writing the condition of swapping inside that one. Okay, so what is the swapping of condition? So sometimes you can write an integer type also, we can also write a void type. That means this function nothing return type. Okay, so writing void. Suppose you can write an integer type, so you can go integer. If you're writing float type, then go float type. So now see, here the value of a can be now passing through the int as a c, and the value of b as a passing as a int as a d. So this the function functionality. This value, suppose I can take a value of a equal to 5 and b equal to b equal to 4. So this is automatically, that means what is the value of a and 4? So it can be stored in a memory system like a, it can be stored in a memory system b. So it is a 5 and 4. So, and this value, suppose this address of a is equal to 101 and this address of b is equal to 102. Okay, but what is the meaning of call by value? So the value can show that the exact value of a. So what is the exact value of a? 5. So automatically passes the 5 here and automatically passes the 4 here. We cannot pass the address, it can directly pass the exact value. So this is the called call by value. and inside that I can declare int temporary variable, and here I'm writing the swapping temporary C. Suppose I'm writing then C equal to D, then again I'm writing D equal to temp, and here I am writing whatever return 0, so automatically this function perform and automatically return here. Okay, whatever the function perform here, it can be automatically returned to the here, because this function have nothing return type, so it can automatically return to the main function, and here we can print the value. Now see the temperature temporary variable, suppose I can enter C. So what is the value of C? So it will C. Now see what is the scenario. T like this one, C like this one, and D like this one. So now initially T is empty, C equal to 5 and D equal to 4. Now read this program, line number 1, line number 2, and line number 3. So line number 1, temporary variable equal to C. So what is the C value? 5. So automatically can store 5T variable. Okay. Now what is the value of D? So D value 4. So it can be stored in C. So whatever the value of C, it can be eliminated, and here 4 will be stored. Then what is the temporary variable? 5. It can be stored in D. Automatically this will be stored, and this program will be completed, and this value will vanish, and this 4 and 5 will be returned here. Now it can be print A equal to 4 and B equal to 5. So now this number will be swapped. And after executing this program, this whole call by value can be deleted in your memory system. Okay, as we know, the temporary variable created at once, when your scope of function will be completed, then all the function declaration, whatever declared in the function, it will be destroyed. That is the property of C programming in function.
In fourth line, C is equal to D.
C equal to yes.
Then why doesn't when C was 5 and D was 4? Why doesn't D is equal change to 5?
No. That means C value is equal, D is equal to 5. No, C. Initially D is equal to 4. Okay. And initially C equal to 5. Yes. Then automatically temporary variable assigned to the C. That means temporary variable becomes 5. Okay. Clear na? And now D equal to right now 4 and C right now 5. Okay. This one, na? That is the scenario. So when this value be assigned to this one, that is the local variable C. So automatically local variable assigned automatically destroy.
Because it is temporary.
Temporary. So it can be destroyed. So automatically it can be embedded. Okay. So it can be defined. So it cannot take a garbage value. So I can define the int C in initial of the function. So it cannot take a garbage value. Suppose I cannot declare a C, then it can take a garbage value. Automatically is filled with like this one, 3000, 4000, 5000 value. Okay, but I can define the C as an integer type in your function, so automatically destroy and it will be empty. Not a 0, empty. Because 0, you can define auto, that means 0. You can define a static, that means 0. You can define a global variable, that means 0. But the local variable cannot be 0. Okay. So by default value not be 0, so it is empty. Okay, then it will be 1. Okay, so this way. So that is the call by value. Okay, here now see. So this one, the main function. So what is the main? This one swapping function is called as a. This main function is called as a calling function, and swap is called as a called function. Okay. The main function is called as a calling function, and swap is called a called function, because we are calling the swap function, that is called the called function. And here A and B is called as a actual parameters, and here in swap function in C and D is called as a formal parameter. Okay, so these are the called. So in the function swap, so I creating a swap function. It's not working again. Okay, suppose I'm creating a swap function A comma B, and where the function is called swap int C comma D. So swap C comma D is called as a formal parameter, and the swap A and B is called as the actual parameter. Okay, so these things are, so these are the formal parameter, and these are called the actual parameter. Now see, here we can observe when we pass the actual parameter to the formal parameter, there is no change in the value. Yes, so that is the functionality of call by value. If you pass the value directly, there is no change in the actual parameter, there is no change in the formal parameter. So these are the interview questions. Suppose they will are not interested to write a code in swapping by call by value. They are interested to ask, suppose you can using call by value, there is changes in parameters, you should be defined. There is no change in the actual parameter, there is no change in the formal parameters. Okay, no one going to ask these questions, but they will ask this type of questions. Okay, so that is the things. Okay, online, anyone doubt? Online student, anyone doubt? Okay, so please do this code. Okay, please do this code on your compiler and share with me. Then I can go for the call by reference. Okay, online, please do this code with online compiler also. We can write down the code on the online compiler. Okay. Please complete this code and share with me. Okay, Harshit, can you share your screen? I'm going to stop sharing. Harshit, share your screen. Yeah, it's working. Can you take a input and display this one? Okay, thank you. Harshit, if you understand the concept of call by value, and then you know the concept of pointer, can you try yourself call by reference?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, try. And rest, please do this code and share with me. Because out of 19 student, only one student can share. At maximum, at least 5 students should be shared this in your screen. Okay. Yeah, anyone completed or not? Like call by value. Ranjay, R. Vivek, Neville, Aditya, Love, Vashu, Abhishek, Vaibhav. Yeah, morning, sir. Yes. Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. So, but okay, sir. Actually, from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock classes. Okay, 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 sir. Okay. या हेलो. हाँ बोलिए. हाँ. या पंकज बोल रहा हूँ. कुछ नहीं, नहीं, नहीं. कुछ काम है ये बताइए, क्यों क्लासेस चल रही हैं. ओके, ओके. ठीक है. हाँ. या हर्षित, शेयर योर स्क्रीन. नहीं, नहीं, कोई जरूरी नहीं है. ओके, सो यू कैन डिफाइन हियर. या करेक्ट. Can you show me again? Return then a printf after swapping number percentage a. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, correct. Done. Thank you, Harshit. Yeah, Vivek. Yeah, Vivek, you can share. So can you show me just logic? Yeah, correct. Logic is correct. Okay. So next, after some time, I can discuss about call by reference. Okay, using pointer. Okay, I can explain call by reference. Okay, now see, call by reference. Call by reference. So basically what we have to do, we have to write a int main, same process, same logic, but here we can use the pointer, okay, and address. So I can define int a comma b, okay, then printf enter the two numbers a comma b, then scanf enter the 2 comma b. Now here in the place of this one I am passing the swap function again, but here in the swap function here I'm passing the address of a comma address of b, not exact value of a and b. I am passing the address of a comma b. Then whatever you're writing, suppose you're writing return 0 printf statement after swapping, or like this one, so write this one. So return 0 I'm writing and close this one. Okay, now here again I can define the function same way. Suppose I can define void, because this function cannot return anything, void swap, and here the address can be passing to through the, this was the actual parameters, actual parameter. Okay, so actual parameter is the address. What is the nature of actual parameter? Address. So address can hold by the pointer, so I need to create int pointer c comma int pointer d. So this one will be hold like a, or we can say like this one. Okay, so I am writing this one. After this one, same process I can declare. I can declare a int temporary variable t, and here t equal to, this will be the pointer A, and pointer A equal to pointer D, sorry, not a pointer A, this is a pointer C, and pointer C is defined as a pointer D, and pointer D is defined as a temporary variable. And here writing printf, the statement after swapping, and close this one. Okay, now
Okay,
see.
sir.
Now see what is the value. So it can be, suppose I can taking A. Now see what the generics look like. So A and B having suppose the value of 100, and this is the 200. And here the address of this one of A is equal to 101, here 102. So here it can pass the address here. So 101, and here it can pass the address 102. Sorry, not 02. So it will be creating like this one, C and D. Then what is the value of C and D? 101, and here 102, and here one temporary variable I am creating. So temporary value assigning to 2, so 101. So automatically we destroy after performing this one. Then C D value we assign to the C, so it will become 1002. It will be automatically destroy. Said T is value against this one, so 1001, and it will be destroyed. So now what printf statement? So automatically look back here, it go here. So okay, so 200 printed. It automatically go back here, this one. So automatically 100 will be printed. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Please write this code. Completed? Please share your screen. Okay, if you're completed, please share your screen. So please complete this, and the next lab we are going to perform malloc and palloc. Okay. Dynamic evaluation. It's all like a C program. After this, I think after two program, the data structure will start. Like adding, this, stacking, all these. So before starting your data structure, you should clear a concept about the C programming. Okay, otherwise you face problem.